Hi, my beautifuls. Welcome in to the Saturday special. I am doing animal spirits, and I'm doing the spirits, okay? So this one is going to be the Pheonix. So rising from the ashes. I'll go ahead and read what the Pheonix is, though. Freedom from suffering and past karma reincarnation, okay? The Pheonix represents the transformation of our past. It doesn't mean running from it, denying it, or burning bridges with rage. The Pheonix employs an advanced technique described in yoga as the burning of impurities through practice and dedication, tapas. The essence of the Pheonix is with us when we realize we have been suffering too long and something must change. We take a stand and decide to live consciously instead of being driven by the unconscious mind and its long list of fears and aversions. At that very moment, the spark of the Pheonix is lit, and the great bird helps us burn through our baggage. We no longer run from who we are, what has happened to us, or what we have done. The stuckness and dead weight fall into the ashes, and a lightness and clarity emerge as the stagnancy continues to smolder. The Phoenix lifts our spirits up and up, and we begin to recognize ourselves. Again, we may catch a glimmer in our eye that wasn't there before. Look closely is a sign the fire of transformation is upon your wings. The Phoenix and the first chakra. The ancient yogis believed that our heaviest karmas resided in the first chakra. This earthen center is also called the Muladhara, or our root. The essence of the Phoenix begins here, and as the entanglement of karma is slowly burned out, it rises from the ash toward the navel center again and again. It makes this journey from first to third chakra, purifying our essence, freeing us from the past. So this is all about freeing from the past, moving on to bigger and better things, learning to love again, learning to love ourselves. This is all about getting out of that burnt structure and breathing anew, new beginnings. Alright, let's see what the tarot has to say for the Phoenix. For the Phoenix. One more for the Phoenix, please. Thank you. So we have 2 wands here. I'm pretty sure that's about decisions being made. Then we have, all wands. We have the King of Wands and the 5 of Wands, okay? So, wand energy here. Okay, so the 2 of Wands is focusing on more long-term goals than short-term goals. You must decide how much of a risk to take or whether you want to take a risk at all. The 2 of Wands symbolizes the making of decision. It indicates the need to explore an idea or prospect in greater detail and with the big picture in mind. It also points to making decisions in critical areas so the situation can progress. Okay, then we have the King of Wands here. You have the potential to turn a long-held vision into a tangible reality. Set manageable goals and follow an action plan through the completion. But don't get distracted by things that appear more exciting on the surface. People who embody the King of Wands are doers. They are energetic, decisive, ambitious leaders, and they are gifted at overcoming all sorts of challenges. Boredom sets in easily, however, if they are not careful. They hop from challenge to challenge, welcoming a new one once they have conquered another. And then we have the 5 of Wands here. You're dealing with conflict that could potentially dismantle your life, or there may be a conflict that is about to start. You'll likely feel frustrated and out of your element as you struggle, but creative thinking will help you keep your life on track. The 5 of Wands is a card filled with symbolism. Your conflict could be at school, work, home, or elsewhere. It could even take place within yourself. Whatever the nature of your conflict, it can make you feel unlike yourself as you grapple with envy, greed, jealousy, and other dark emotions. However, conflict is a fact of life that we must that must be learned and dealt with in healthy ways. It just reassessing the situation if you are like in conflict or all this wand energy and the phoenix here. It seems like there is like new beginnings need to happen, you know, and you have this kind of thirst, but it may create challenges that you were not prepared for. But it's always good to be prepared, right? For things that are not, you may not see coming. So the phoenix. Do some Beyond Lemuria for the phoenix. We have 14 earth. Nurture nature. Looking after the planet, the ebb and flow of life, the loving embrace of Mother Nature, the natural beauty of death and decay, the microcosm, time and nature, ancestors grow through weathering storms, nurturing self and heart so you may flourish. No one can hold us the way nature can. Mama Nature is a powerful healer and transmuter of dense energies we may be holding on to. Just as she takes in our out breath and returns our bones to fertile soil, so too can she transform your woes if you can allow yourselves to surrender, to lie in her grassy arms or be embraced by her branches. Just as plastics and oils cannot be broken down in the earth for renewal, when our emotions become hardened and impenetrable, catalyzed into something more destructive, they cannot be transformed into the compost that we grow from. Experiences we may categorize as good or bad are a part of life. Death and rebirth are a part of the natural cycle that allows for the continuation of life. Creating something through suppression and control that will not break down will only bring us further out of harmony. Nature is all around us. Notice her and feel like no one else can hold you. She can. Spend as much time in nature as possible and do what you can to preserve it. Themes: grounding, finding our roots, reliability, physical healing, nurture, solid foundations, fertility, and vitality. So it goes with the phoenix, that kind of like death, you know, rebirth out of death. It's almost like a tower moment, you know, or a death card. The death card is like that too. It's like rebirth. Then we have number 28 here. Gracious receptivity. And I would like to point out that it's double 14 here. I've had a lot of that going on today, a lot of doubling. So we have gracious receptivity here, number 28. Gratitude, being thankful, receptivity, giving without expectation, how worthiness and self-love can affect your capacity to receive and to give without depletion, overflow or over-obligation, thriving over surviving, gifting economies. Okay. If there was a manual for optimal human experience, one of the most potent points would be gratitude. It is the backbone of all spiritual practice. Writing a list of things you are grateful for has been scientifically proven to be a profound positive effect on the mind and nervous system. When we shift our perspectives from what we are lacking, needing, and desiring, we temporarily replace the survival factor with the resonancy for thriving. When we acknowledge the miracle of our existence and how far we've come despite the challenges, it can bring back our inner smile. Gratitude can enliven an attitude of "I've got this." One of the best tricks for bringing something into your life is to be already thankful for it, as if it already has arrived. This sets up a frequency of fullness and plenty rather than emptiness and need. As we have mentioned before, like attracts like, but there's a whole other power at play here, as true as gratitude is anchored in the heart. Being moved by the sheer awe of appreciation and thankfulness is usually pivotal to the other ways others and our environment responds to us. The next step is to give from our hearts without being asked or invited. When we emanate a field of new earth consciousness, giving can free us from expectation just by knowing that we can all thrive together when everything flows as a system of gifting. Burning Man Festival is a blueprint of this. I have never been to a Burning Man festival. I have no idea what it is. But yes, some others may take advantage, but if you drop the fear of this outcome, it is quite likely that those of this frequency will also fall away. Holding up a beacon of light this way creates incentive and inspiration to those around you. As their cup fills, it unlocks space within them for resources in other areas. Thus, giving the overflow has a domino effect from person to person. Receptivity is a critical factor in the art of giving. Those who struggle to feel they have the resources to give may also have trouble receiving. Some do not feel worthy enough to receive, even from themselves. As mentioned, heart energy is key to gratitude and receptivity. Here it brings us to self-love and how important it is for feeling full enough so our overflow that doesn't deplete. When you allow yourself to receive from those in their hearts joyous overflow and give from a place beyond expectation or obligation, a whole new paradigm reveals itself. You will discover a new way of thriving. Giving and receptivity is a two-way flow. Each allows space for the other. When we are in our hearts, we have limitless resources, and that starts with gratitude. Could gifting economies be the seed for a more joyful new paradigm of making the world go round? I think it could, for sure. Like I said, that pay it forward attitude earlier that I was talking to with, the Pheonix. It's all about giving and paying it forward. Like I said, it could be as small as, it could be such a small thing, but such a huge thing to somebody else. Consider your relationship with gratitude. How comfortable you feel receiving and what you love to give. Are there themes that allow you the joyous overflow of giving without limitation? How can you add this to the lives of others more often? Away from the fear that you will get used up if you give without guaranteed without giving, without receiving. Are there areas where you are overextending yourself? Can you give more from areas where you are stronger and have more skill and capacity? Right now, you may feel you have little to give. If so, allow yourself to receive more. The gift of the sun on your face on a winter's day, or a compliment from a stranger. Allow yourself to drink every drop. After all, it is up to you how deeply you wish to drink of the gift that is shared. Often we take only a little sip, even when there's so much more we could appreciate. And yet it is beautiful when you give to someone and they light up and receive it fully. Gratitude, self-love, and self-worth are interwoven and with the capacity to receive. Together they nourish your soul. Step into your heart space by listing all you are grateful for and notice how full you start to feel. From this place, your gifting capacity can spiral upward. So, give rather than receive, okay? Give without expectations. It really is an amazing thing. Hint, hint, hint. If you're in, with the ability to give that way. Give in whatever way you can, though. If you cannot give financially, give spiritually. Just a compliment, a small thing. I mean, seriously, just a little bit can go a long way. So, very good. Alright, so I'm going to go with the Shaman's Dream Oracle card. Yeah, that works. Okay. Number 2 here, beloved, radical acceptance. And I don't know if you noticed this, because we are talking about Pheonix and the fire and everything like that, rising above from the flames. And this radical acceptance is basically loving people for who the F they are. This is radical acceptance of everybody as they are. Not as you wish them to be or that you hope them to be. But it's radical acceptance for people as they are. And that can be a very freeing thing for you, okay? Because you don't have to deal with them. But you also don't have to, not like, you know what I'm saying? Like be disappointed in them. Then we have number 12 here, Dragon's Horde, protecting the future. This is all about protecting, you know, your future and what you are going to allow in your life and how that is going to create this kind of like, almost like a, something for you, your kids and your grandkids, you know, that kind of legacy type thing. What are you going to bring to the legacy? What is your legacy? Are you going to bring hurt and pain, or are you going to let the fire from the ashes pull you up into this new person, and you're going to let love and compassion rule you from now on? Although I know that it doesn't happen like continuously. It's not like something that is like, sometimes those old triggers will bring out parts of us that are not so great. I get that. We have number 1 here, base chakra. So this is, I think we were talking about it earlier, that the Pheonix is aligned with the base chakra. This is where everything, this is your root. This is everything that, this is where you hold all of your, like say childhood trauma, all your sexual hang-ups, all that kind of stuff. This is where you hold all that. This is, your base chakra is the one where, that's where you have to kind of let go of a lot of things, you know. This is where rising from the ashes like a phoenix, it comes in handy. Because you're just getting, you're healing all that crap from the past. And then we have number 7 here, deception and envy. This is another thing. This is another trap. This is another human trap that we get into, is this where we self-sabotage our, you know, our own thinking our own ego can get in the way of like healing and being good people. Alright, my beautiful people, so let's go to the starseed deck here now. Weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. Okay, we just talked about this. Like all these things that you may take on from other people, the childhood traumas, the shit that it's not yours to carry, you know? You need to let it go. It's time to let that weight of the world go, because it is not yours to carry. And then perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. That's a beautiful depiction. There's the earth way back there, okay? And that just means that get a bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture. It doesn't mean anything, so let it go. Let it go and spread more joy and compassion around, and that will bring you to this kind of higher self, this rising of the phoenix energy. Okay, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and end this with the fairy fae here. Alright, so we have She of the Mossy Bray. Not all things are as they seem. Trust in your intuition. Kind of looks like the dark crystal, you know, that, gosh, I wish I could remember her name. The one that helped Gelfling. But yeah, not all things are as they seem. Trust in your intuition, okay? This is a need to maybe look at the people around you who may not be as what they seem, okay? It's time to trust your intuition. Then we have Walker on the Wind. The raven shows the way. Be courageous. Change and chance can bring exciting wonders. So this is another thing about the phoenix, you know, changing, you rising from the ashes, okay? Then we have the autumn fae. Go slowly and listen closely for the words of the tree spirits. I mean, I just take this as maybe meaning something that's going to happen in the autumn, and just, you know, keep your ears to the ground, I guess, you know. Pay attention to what's coming around. Alright guys, I do really I like this Rising of the Phoenix kind of reading, because it is all about, you know, kind of this radical acceptance of everybody around you, and learning to love yourself and not giving a crap about anybody else or what they think. It's all about taking care of you and rising above it and giving generously in ways that you can, that you know are going to bring joy to other people's life, or stability or happiness to other people's life. Alright, please like, subscribe, and share. It does help my channel grow, and it helps me build this larger community, because I really want to help people. You know, I want to be a healer. That's how tarot came to me, and it healed me through one of my dark nights of the soul, and I think that I could really heal a whole lot of people. So, and that is, in part, my gratitude to you guys for helping me spread these messages along. Alright guys, until next time, much love. Bye.